is, we've been waiting to get to Dublin for so long, haven't we? We're so excited to be here. And it's so, I've watched the show for the first kind of 25 minutes, and I just love, I've just been over there hearing all the different reactions when Brian comes out and you realise it really is going to be a lecture about Einstein, and not a reunion of D. Ream. And I love hearing the different noises, because when you first say something like, and that's 2 billion light years away, people go, ooh. And you go, that could be trillions of light. And then you go, now let's have an equation, and they go, oh. And then there's a kind of point where you can see 25 minutes in, people go, this is harder than I thought it was going to be. I'm having quite a ride, but this is, and no mathematicians! I don't believe that. I think we have done, what, 74 shows now? And there have only ever been 2 mathematicians in it. And I don't think mathematicians hate you that much. I really don't. We had one in Indianapolis and one in Brighton, and that has been it. And every single time, like when we got to about the 50th gig in America, we were just like, any mathematicians, no mathematicians? We looked at each other and we went, what are the chances of that happening? And of course, no one knew. You know, so it is just. I think there are mathematicians in, but you get scared, because when Brian goes, are there any mathematicians in? You think, what if I put my hand up and goes, come up here and help me? It is, also I love, because when you mentioned existential anxiety, and I was thinking about, you know, here thinking of Samuel Beckett, obviously, and there's so, you know, that great line, which I think is what science is, where, you know, fail again, fail better. And that's kind of what you're talking about tonight, isn't it? Yeah. Although I'm not going to fail. No, well, science is also about, it's about, that's the very arrogant, I thought. You're alienating some of the ones over there.
Richard Feynman, one of my great heroes, called it a satisfactory philosophy of ignorance, science, using the definition of science.
See what I love with also watching this, like Brian, when he talks about existential anxiety, I once said to him, in one of your books, you said a little existential anxiety is good for the soul. And I rang him up immediately and I went, Brian, have you had existential anxiety? And he went, no.
Have you heard, can I just stop in there? Have you heard that impression of me? Is that in any way accurate?
Yeah, it is.
Yes!
It's been peer reviewed, don't worry. Well, it is.